Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture on Python data types. Python has 5 standard data types. They are numeric or numbers, sequence, boolean, sets and dictionary. In numeric or numbers we have integer, float and complex numbers, and in sequence we have string, list and tuples. So we will see one by one. The first is numeric or numbers. So in this Python numbers, it has 3 types of numbers. One is an integer number, the second is floating point number, and third is a complex number. Integer number, it will store integer values, like it may be a positive value or it can be a negative values. Floating point numbers have the values which has decimal point in it. And complex numbers, it will have both real part and imaginary part. So it will be of the form x plus yj. For example, 2 plus 8j, where 2 is a real part and 8 is an imaginary part. Okay, now we will see this how we are assigning a value as an integer in Python software. So here I have opened a spider for using working on Python. I have used spider software. So in this what I have done is, first for assigning a value, an integer value, I can do it like this: x equals 5. That means 5 is an integer value which is stored in x. Okay, so if I have given print of x, the value will be printed on the screen. Okay, and how I assign an floating point values, y is 3.4. So here when we assign value to it, the interpreter itself recognizes that variable to be an floating point variable. Here since I'm storing floating point value, it recognizes y as a floating point data type. So if I have given type of y, it will tell you what type it belongs to. It belongs to a type called float. And for storing your complex number, you can use it in the form 2 plus 4j. So I am used a complex number and I've stored in a variable called z. So now if I have given, I want to know the type of this z. So if you are given like this, the type will be displayed on the screen. Okay, so that's all for your numbers. Next, coming to sequence. So coming to the sequence, see a sequence we have 3 types. One is string. String, it is a collection or sequence of characters. Usually string will be represented in a single quote, or you can use double quotes also for storing a string. Okay, so the main property of string is it is immutable. Once if you have created a string, you cannot change the value of it. So we will see examples of how we are going to create a strings in Python. Okay, so I am going to clear the screen. So for this you can use a command called clear. So in this window I am using a 3 window, where this is a script window, and here I have my file or variable explorer window, and this window is console window, where I can use interactive mode for working on it. So if I want to switch this, what I can do is I can maximize the current pane. So here I will get only this console window alone. If I want to go back to the normal window, I can go to view. In this view, if you give restore current pane, the normal window will be restored. So now I want to maximize it. I'm working only on the interactive window, so I maximized it. Okay, so now we will see how you're going to create a string. So for this I can use a variable called yes, and I'm storing a word hello world in it. Okay, this is how you can create your string. So I can use print command to display it on the screen. Print of yes will display it on the screen. So now I want to extract the first letter H alone to be printed on the display screen. So for this I can use a command called print of s of 0. Always the indexing here, it will start from 0. So here if you want to access this particular H letter, you have to access it with the help of yes, and it is in the location 0. So the location starts from the 0 when you are accessing all the letters. So if you want to access H, then you should it will be accessed by S square bracket and then S of 0. If you want to access E, it will be accessed by S of 1. And L will be accessed by S of 2. Likewise it goes on, you can access it. So if I give print S of 0, it will print letter H alone on the screen. And if I want to print W on the screen, so I have to count the location in which it is in. Suppose here h starts from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is also be countable, the space 5 and 6. So it is available in the 6th location. So when I give print s of 6, so it will print this w on my screen. If I want to print the entire word, I can simply use yes. Okay, and this is how I can print it. Suppose I want to print multiple characters, multiple letters on the word. So here I want to print hello, only hello on the screen. So here what I have to give is, I have to start this open, I have to give the square bracket. Inside the square bracket, since the location or starts from 0th location, from the 0th location I should display till this O. So I have to count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this 0, and I have to use a colon symbol for accessing till that character. So colon, here it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I have to give plus 1, that will be 5. So usually when I want to access multiple characters, starting location I have to give, and the ending location I have to add plus 1 into it. So if you are given s of 0, 5, you will get hello on the screen. Okay, so if I want to display from ELLOW, so in that case what I have to do is, I have to start from the location s of 1, since it is starting from the location 1, and I want to display this w also. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 5. 5 means I have to add plus 1 here. So 6. So what this operator is called colon operator or slicing operator. It will slice the number of letters from the given word. So here it will start from the location what we have mentioned until the location what we have mentioned here. So in this HELLO will be displayed on the screen. Print s of 1, 7. Okay. So this here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. It ends with 6, but we have to add plus 1. So 1 to 7 will print ELLO space W on my screen. Okay. These are all the operations which you can do it in string. And one more operation is that, suppose I want to start, I doesn't know about the ending location. I know I want to display it from the second location onwards. I'm not sure about the ending location. In that case, you can give it as s of 2 colon. Just if you give 2 colon, it will start printing from the second location till the end of the word. So if you see, so it start printing from second location onwards, 0, 1, 2. So from L onwards, it will print all the characters from L to D. Okay, this is also one of the operation which you can perform. And one more operation is that there is an operation called star. Star is nothing but what it will do is it will multiply the word into 2 times or 3 times, whatever the number which you have given. Suppose I want to multiply the word twice, so I can use a symbol called star. Yes, star 2. That means it will display it twice. It will display the word twice. If I want to display thrice, S star 3. So it will display it thrice. Okay, this is one type of operation, that is called multiplication. And one more operation is plus. So in that I want to add some word to my existing word. So in that I can use a symbol called plus. Plus, what I can do is I can give here plus India. Okay, so we will give it like this. So in that case, hello world is an existing word. Along with that, I'm going to concatenate India to that. So what happened is, hello world India is displayed on my screen. So this is also one symbol which you can perform in string operation. One more operation is, as I've told you, strings are immutable. That is, you cannot change the value of it. That is a main property of string. Suppose if you want to change a property, we will see how it works. Suppose I want to, instead of E, I want to give it here I. So what I will do is, I know that location E is available in the location S of 1. So I want to change S of 1. I want to change that letter to I. Okay, I'm giving it like this. So I'll see whether I can able to modify the letter in the given word. So if you have given like this, it is displaying it as an error, because you cannot change any value. Once you have created once, while you are giving the values itself, you should make sure. If you want to change any letters inside, you cannot do that. This property is called as immutable property. That is why strings are immutable. Okay, so that is why it is called as immutable. Once created, you cannot change the value. So what I have done, these are the operations you can perform. So you can extract the entire word to be printed on the screen by using S. If you want to access any one single character, you can use S of that particular location. Always the location indexing starts from 0 onwards, from left to right. And you can also extract multiple letters from the given word by using a slicing operator called colon. And if you are not sure about the ending location, you can give 2 colon, it will print all the letters. And you have one more symbol called star, and plus. Star is used for multiplication and plus is used for concatenation. Here one more property is that you cannot able to change or replace any letters in the given word. If you do it like this, it will give you an error. This property is called as immutable property. Next, coming to the next topic, that is list. List, it is also an ordered sequence of values of any data type like string, integer, float values in the list, and they are called as elements or item. So the main difference between string and list is string can store only letters or numbers, but here the list, it is not like that. You can able to store string, you can also store integers, or you can also store floating point values also. So a group of elements of different data type, you can call it as a list. Okay, so here how do you create a list? So we will clear the screen now. That's all about string. We will go for list. So for creating a list, likewise how we have created, like you can create a variable name, and within square bracket you have to give all the elements. Suppose if I'm giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and I'm giving hello. So you can create any type of elements, and I'm giving a number. Okay, and I'm giving a number here. Instead of 1, 2, 3, I'll give it as 10, 5, hello, 34.56, and one more complex number I'll give. Okay, so this is what I have created with list. This is how you will create a list. So what I have done, it is a combination of multiple data types where it is enclosed within a square bracket like this. These elements are called as list elements or list. Okay, so here if I want to print, I can use the same this thing that is called print of L will print all the elements in the list. Suppose I want to print only this 5 on my screen. How will you access this element 5? The same procedure what you have done in that is string. So L of it is in the location, always indexing starts from 0 onwards, from left to right, so it will be 0, 1. So it is L of 1. So if you are given L of 1, it will display the value 5 on the screen. Okay, if I want to print multiple letters or multiple elements on the screen, I can use a same concept called colon. So I can tell the location from which I want to start. So 2 colon 3 4. So that means I have to add 1 to the ending location. So what I will get is, so I'll get 5 hello 34.56 hello 34.56 and 3 plus 5j on my screen. Okay, hello 34.56 and 3 plus 5j on the screen. Okay, suppose if I doesn't know the ending location, I can give it like this also, 1 colon. It will print all the elements inside the list starting from first location onwards. Okay, from this it will print all the elements. From first location onwards, it will print all the elements. Okay, and likewise in here what you have done in strings, L star 2 will print it will multiply the elements twice, it will display it on the screen. See, you can see here 10 5 hello 34.56 3 plus 5j is multiplied twice and it is printed. And you can use one more concept called L plus, and you can add one more list. So for this, if you want to add one more list, you can create one more list called tiny. Okay, here the variable I have given here tiny, and I'm going to add the elements into it. So for this, I have to, when I want to create a list, you should use a square bracket. So I'm giving 6 to 23, then any other word. Okay, this is a tiny list which contains 3 elements, 6, 23 and high. I am printing this tiny list. Okay, and after which I want to combine 2 lists. So for that I can write L is already created list plus this tiny list. This is what the list which I have created now. So if I given like this, so 10, 5, hello, 34.56, 3 plus 5j, 623 high will be created. And this list is having a property called, they are called as list or mutable. What do you mean by mutable is, that is